Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of MTD CNC North America. I am in the great state of Indiana, and specifically just outside of Indianapolis at a beautiful and amazing company called Rego Fix. Yes, I know that most of you probably have heard of Rego Fix before. The most famous collets on the planet. The first ones to do it. 1973 was the first patent. 1950 it was a machine shop, so it's over 50 years now they've been doing this. But I have the great pleasure to share my time today with Andy/Andreas, depending on if you're talking in conversation or if you have his business card. Either way, I want you to know him. So Andy, thank you so much for being a part of MTD today.
Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely a pleasure. Guys, we get to learn a bit more about the history of Rego Fix, which I personally am fascinated about, and I get to learn it directly from Andy. So Andy, how did we all get started? I believe we started in Switzerland. We're now in Indiana of all places, and you've been doing this for a long time. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, so Rego Fix got started in 1950. My dad started it as a job shop. And his great success came with the ER collet, which you already mentioned. And in 1986, I started working for the company. We had an external CEO then. And in 1988, that CEO and myself went to the IMTS show in Chicago. We had a little 10x10 booth where we showed the ER collets. And a lot of people thought this was a really cool system. So they asked us, okay, where is Rego Fix USA? Do you have a 800 number here? Do you have an inventory here? And we didn't have a company here. So in September 1988, right after the IMTS show, we decided we need to have a location here in the United States. So in December of 1988, we launched Rego Fix Tool Corporation. And back then, the most potential that we saw was in the Midwest with the car makers in Detroit and all the suppliers to Detroit in Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. So it made sense to locate in Indianapolis, being close to St. Louis, close to Chicago, close to Cincinnati, close to Louisville. So that's how we started here in Indianapolis, and we've been here ever since.
What was it like growing up in this industry with your father starting this in 1950 and just kind of learning along the way and perfecting what most of the world utilizes to hold their tooling in manufacturing?
Yeah, well, to be honest, it wasn't a lot of fun growing up with Dad owning the machine shop, because on Saturday mornings, while our friends were out playing soccer, the three boys, we had to clean the machines. So we learned soon the difference between a grinding machine and the lathe and the Swiss type automatic. Back then we didn't appreciate it, but it gave us a good foundation. It gave us a good foundation in the different types of machines, and we learned a lot while we grew up.
At what point did you realize that you were creating something that was going to change the way cutting tools were being held? At what point did you realize there's something really significant in what we're creating, and we're going to be a global leader in what we're creating?
I'm not sure when I got the epiphany that we will be a global leader, but I can tell you, at IMTS 1988, when all these people walked up to our booth and said, this is awesome, where can I buy that? That's when a light bulb went on. I go like, I think we have a pretty cool product here.
1988, so still, apparently, you're quite a humble person. And you said, oh, global leader, I didn't, but you are, and everyone knows Rego Fix. I mean, some people might call it Rego Flex. I've heard that a couple of times, but Rego Fix is not just a leader in quantity, but in quality. When somebody thinks of Rego Fix collets, they're thinking about the highest quality collets on the market.
Yes, our collets are certainly the highest quality collets on the market, and our studies again and then have shown that. But I think our best invention really is the power grip system. And I challenge you, I challenge every watch it to show me a better system than the power grip system. An easier system with 2 buttons, in and out. So back in 1988, when people looked at the ER system and said, wow, this is awesome. Where can I get that? Now people look at the power grip system and say, this is awesome. It is so easy. Where can I get it? So I'm really excited about the power grip, the way I was excited back in 1988 about the ER system.
As you should be. I've spent a lot of time playing with that power grip, and it's just so user-friendly. And a lot of the companies that I talk to, we're trying to do the best we can to take operator error out of whatever situation it might be in a machine shop. So there's people adapting, automation through robotics or bar feed or whatever, whatever's going on. And it's ultimately about, even though a lot of us are quite perfect like yourself, we still make mistakes because we're human, right? And with that being said, a lot of machine shops are doing everything they can to take operator error out, and that power grip, with it being only a couple of buttons, with the springs on the little valves on the back of it, allowing the machine to understand how much air pressure is supposed to go to each one of the dies and each one of the collets and each one of the nuts that are on the machine. To me, this is the next level of as simple as putting tools and collets into a tool holder, right? It's that simple.
Yes, you mentioned operator error. Sometimes it's not even an operator error, but the variability. And variability is the enemy in manufacturing, right? You want to be everything the same every single time. If you introduce variables, then your output will be different. If it comes to a tooling system where it depends which person clamped the system, how much power did they apply to clamp down a system, it might not be an error, but it's a variable. And power grip completely takes that variable out because it's the same every single time.
Very valuable point. Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for conveying that message, because you're right. Absolutely any variable will lead to some sort of maybe a mistake or maybe a success, but that's a really, really valuable point. So Rego Fix, throughout time, including now, has been family owned and operated. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And being that you are now second generation, you said your dad started, the quality and precision is all still manufactured in Switzerland, right?
Yes, it's all still made in Switzerland, in Tenneken. And to us, the quality and the innovation, it's not just a business. To us, it's a legacy. To us, it's the legacy that our dad left for us, and we're really proud to continue that legacy. So we're not just a company that is in it for the money or power or fame, whatever. This is a legacy. To us, it's a legacy.
I love that explanation. And one of the reasons I brought up that it's still being made in Switzerland is because Switzerland is globally known as precision and quality. If you think about the watches, if you think about everything that goes into Switzerland itself, we know that a quality product is always going to come out of there. But I also bring that up because 98% or more of your inventory is here in Indiana, where you can ship overnight to a customer to make sure that they're supported regardless of what's going on, right?
Right. When we started here in the US back in '88, we realized that the key to success in the US is availability. We are an impatient nation, right? It's about quick delivery, it's about overnight shipping. So we can't have a large warehouse in Switzerland and ship it from there. We need to have it right here in Indianapolis. And we strive for 98% availability. So if you order 100 different line items today, we will ship today 98 line items.
Wow, impressive. And I think that's important, especially to understand, which a lot of people do understand now, but some people are still just starting to get the idea that having the ability to ship something overnight versus a lead time of a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it might be, is sometimes the difference in winning a bid, getting a job, not shipping out to somebody else's customer on time. So you nailed it when you were talking about how we want things right away here in the U.S. We need it right away, and I think that works very well.
Yes, so it's not only about losing a job, but maybe you got a job, and you got a job to do, and you have a lead time, and then a tool breaks. You can't wait a week for your machine going back into operation. You need it right now, right away, early tomorrow morning, and we can fulfill that from here. So availability is paramount. Now we're hopefully at the end of the COVID crisis, and what we have seen is that a lot of people decreased their inventory during COVID because they couldn't get enough workers or for different reasons. We kept our inventory level high. We never missed a beat through the entire COVID season. Our availability never took a hit during the entire year and a half now.
I'm impressed. Now, on top of being a family-owned company, having inventory, having the precision of the beautiful product that comes from Switzerland, you also place great value on your employees and coworkers. It's really, when going back to the family situation, you really enjoy the people that work here and you value them.
Yes, absolutely. My personal philosophy is we can't provide great customer service if we don't have great people. We can't have happy customers if our employees are not happy. So we place a big emphasis on the well-being of our employees, and you met a lot of our employees here. You notice many of them have been here for a long time, some of them for decades. So employee retention, employee satisfaction is very, very high on our list. And the last 2 years, we won one of the best places to work in Indiana, which we are proud of. But that's absolutely one of the cornerstones, I believe, of our success, that we have engaged employees that make sure that we provide the service to our customers that I expect them to provide. And I have high expectations. I have high expectations that they all know that. But first I need to make sure that they are happy and engaged and like their job. Because if they don't come to work in the morning with a feeling it's going to be a great day at work, how are they going to provide good customer service? You might have seen the triangle everywhere around here. It's our corporate logo, but it's also the logo of our corporate mission statement. And we have 3 core values. On top of the triangle is integrity. Because without integrity, you have nothing. If you lose your integrity, you have nothing. So integrity is paramount, is on top of our triangle. Then you have growth. We need to grow, not only as a company, but also as individuals. We need to grow professionally, we need to grow personally, and we need to grow as a company. So that's the second core value. And the third one is excellence. You mentioned quality, and quality is good, but quality is expected. That's permission to play. But excellence in everything that we do, excellence in how we treat our customers, excellence how we treat our employees, that's what's expected. So the triangle, integrity, growth, and excellence, these are our 3 core values. And our mission statement is very simple. Living the 3 core values every single day. That's our mission statement. And you can walk around here and ask any of our employees what our 3 core values are. I bet you everybody can tell you that.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows. Because we start every staff meeting with a review of our 3 core values and of our mission statement.
Wow. Well, to me, as an outsider coming in, it's obvious that, you know, as they say with leadership, whatever the leaders are able to convey, everyone around them will absorb as well. And the infectious, positive attitudes that are in Rego Fix as I've walked around, it's obvious to me that the leadership is here, that the friendships have been gathered through years, if not decades, of working with one another. It's great to see the same faces when you go to a trade show, or the same sales guy when you're, you know, out and about working on, you know, upgrading someone's machine shop, whatever it might be, and whatever you're doing, keep doing it, whether it's the core values, whether it's your connection with the employees, whether it's your connection with the industry, keep doing it because it's incredible to see and be a part of. Now, with that being said, and with seeing the growth since 1950 and starting as a machine shop and then being the first to get into these collets, where do you see yourself in the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, as far as the company is concerned?
Well, machining is evolving, and there's a higher and higher need for precision tooling. So the tooling systems of yesteryear, side lock end mill holders and other systems, they will disappear. Where we see Rego Fix going is being a leader in precision tool holding systems that help manufacturers achieving closer and closer tolerances. Now, it's one thing to have a high-performing tool holding system, but how do you make it simple? How do you make it consistent? So on one hand, you have the technical aspect, the technical challenge, but then also you have the design challenge. How do you design a system so it's super simple, like power grip, 2 buttons, in and out. So we plan to continue to be the leader when it comes to tool holding systems. It's, in the overall scheme of things, it's a small niche, but we put all our efforts into that small niche, and that allows us to come up with new and innovative solutions.
Absolutely inspired and fascinated to be here. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for sharing this story. Keep having the integrity that you have. I wish you all the growth. Keep pushing the core values, and I wish you all of the success.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. And just lastly, let me just thank you for sharing this story with MTD. And if anyone out there is looking to research Rego Fix a little bit more, your website is regofix.com?
Rego-fix.com.
There it is. So for you out there, go to the website, do a little bit more research. This is Andy/Andreas. I like Andreas a lot. Keep up the great work, my friend. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.